Okay, so I read this online. I knew I immediately had to make a video on this. What are you guys bag holding? I think I'm gonna read through them, see what people have to say, and then I'll tell you what I'm bag holding. Okay, so I found this on Reddit asking what stocks Canadians are down on. How badly are they down? The person that posted this, it's holding BNS at $74. I don't think that's too far off. $74 on BNS isn't too crazy. They're probably down like 10% there. TELUS, ooh, that one might be a bad one. Okay, TELUS at $27 isn't anything too crazy. Again, these aren't crazy bag holdings. RioCan. Yeah, all these stocks pay high dividend, but definitely losing some capital gains on all those ones. But they're not down anything crazy. I think they're like 10, 15%. I've done way worse than that. So top comments. AQN. Now this is a stock that I actually looked into for a little bit. And it was actually really popular online and stuff. Electrical company, like how could you go wrong? Well, interest rates spiked. This one plummeted. It has a lot of debt. It was acquisitioned by debt, and debt rose like crazy, so that broke this one. It might not be a bad buy here. I haven't looked into this one for a long time, but I did look into this one. Yeah, near the top here, around $20. I never bought into it, thankfully, but I do know they went through lots of struggles when interest rates just peaked. But I do think we're at the end of the interest rates. I don't know how their company is anymore. Yeah, that one gave me I could have been that guy. BlackBerry. Okay, I did own BlackBerry at one point in my life, and I can't remember when I bought BlackBerry. In all honesty, I honestly think I owned it pre-pandemic, and I really liked the business. I thought they were in the right fields. It's hard to find tech companies in Canada, and sometimes you're just desperate, I guess. But, I thought, what, AI in cars, and I thought their cybersecurity business would have been a little bit better. They spent a lot of money buying that. I thought it was actually a good acquisition at the time. $1 billion these days isn't a lot of money, but boy was I wrong. I rode this one pretty hard. I'm trying to remember where I bought this. I think I bought this, yeah, I want to say around like $10. So maybe I bought this around 2018, 2019, somewhere around there. Yeah, $7 to $10. And then I remember watching it just sink down to like $5. And I looked more and more into the company. The more I looked into it, the less I liked. And then the meme stock craze went crazy. And I remember it peaked. Well, even on this map, even on this chart, it shows that it only went up to $14. I can tell you I got more than $14 from it. I held it for a couple of years, and I think I sold this over $20 on the day it ripped. I knew it was a bad company. I was so glad to get out of this one, and it popped down right away, and it's just sunk down ever since. But yeah, so glad to be out of that. I got super lucky on that after holding it for a couple of years and getting out there, and actually made some good coin off this one. What else? AQN, AQN. People were really nuts on this one. I think people thought it was just a safe electrical play. See, safe play my portfolio. It turned into their biggest loss. Ouch. Air Canada. I bought this one at one point too, right after COVID. I was just looking for a play on the pandemic, you know, something I thought would just like bounce back quickly. I hold this one for a couple months. I can't remember. I did buy it around like 15, $17. I popped over 20, sold it, never looked back. I kind of knew that they issued a lot of shares, like a ton of shares, and they had a lot of debt. And airline companies are just not great companies to own. So I wasn't ever planning on owning it long term, and I bounced out as fast as I could. I do think I hold it longer than I expected, definitely for a couple months there, and it hasn't gone anywhere. Arc was a big one. I never owned that one, but I can't remember her name that runs the Arc portfolio there, the portfolio manager, whatever her name is. That one was a monster at one time. One year, definitely had one good year. LSPD, that's one I had never owned before. Lightspeed. I've looked into this one a couple times. I've never bought into it. It had that epic after pandemic run. A tech company in Canada, hard to find. And I actually kind of like their businesses, kind of going into restaurants, helping organize all that shit. And yeah, look at how crazy that went up. Went up to $140 and it's plummeted down. Just lots of competition. Yeah, not one I've looked into, but I'm just guessing that's probably competition wise and trying to turn a profit. What else we got? Bag holding. Oh, the weed phase. This is one I never got into. There was some people made some monster gains on this one. I kind of knew once they legalized it that it would be trouble. I never played it long or short, but damn, look at this chart. Just spiked like crazy. You're talking about like $600. They must have done a reverse split. Down, down, down. Yeah, weed is a commodity. It can be grown anywhere. It's kind of like wine. Tough business. What else we got here? Anything interesting? Oh, Doc. I remember Doc. I lost money on Doc. Again, after the pandemic, I thought there would be some moving medical stuff online. It just made so much sense. And I was like, this is a good business to be in. I definitely lost money on Doc, but I pulled my losses out. I sold it I want to say I sold it somewhere between $2 and $1. Somewhere around here when it was just crashing down. Thank God I got out. But I honestly thought, medical services, moving stuff online, that's just the way to go. I just think that's a great way to, it cuts down costs. Everything about that I really liked, but it hasn't worked out for whatever reason. People just need to go in and see their doctor, I guess. I haven't looked into this company in a while, but look at this. It's trading at 5 cents. Ouch. This company's pretty much bankrupt. So yeah, I'm guessing a huge reverse split, raise capital type of deal in this one. I'm not even going to read this. I'm not even interested in their quarterly results. This one's pretty much dead. Yeah, this post just blew up online. I think it's just fascinating, interesting to see what people have lost money on. A lot of these companies I've just never really looked into, so I'm not really familiar with their business or how their company's doing or why it's tanking so bad. But the ones I do know I'm talking about, yeah, I don't see any ones that I really lost. NCLH. I think this is another one I think I bought during the pandemic. This one I bought too early into the pandemic. So I think I bought this like right after the pandemic because it crashed so badly. I probably bought it around like I bought it right here like during this big spike down. I just thought it was going to bounce back. I didn't think the closures would last for so long. And I ended up buying it around $20 I want to say, and of course it crashed down to like 10, 15. I can't remember where I sold it at. I think I pretty much just broke even on this one. Didn't make any money, didn't really lose any money, somewhere around there. That's why it's so unfamiliar. And yeah, it's really done nothing. I still surprised cruise ships have fallen off so much because I know travel's big, but maybe cruise lines are like airlines. You're just never gonna win. So yeah, glad I'm not into this. Again, this was not one I held for too long. See, I probably held that less than a year, maybe 6, 8 months, and broke even. So not a good trade, but not the worst. I'm gonna go over my worst now after I read the rest of these. See if I was in any of these bad boys. Yeah, all these companies I'm just not familiar with or I was just never in. So I don't really have anything to say about them or why they're going down so bad. But here, I'll show you mine. Now, I was thinking about this for a while. Lithium Corp. This is my biggest bag holding company. So I was looking for a way to play the electrical vehicle, and I thought, you know what, lithium's the way to do it. This is in every vehicle, in every engine, and they had this monster play out in Nevada. It's going to be one of the biggest lithium mines right there close to all the tech companies. They're going to partner with them. I really like their business, everything about it. And I eventually learned you don't want to be in these energy companies or just kind of price takers. They don't get to set the price. But yeah, I bought this. I want to say this was before they split. So they're two companies now because they had like an Argentina business and a North America business. So they're kind of building two lithium mines in different areas and they split the company. But I bought this pre-split around $20. I want to say around $20 US. And it ended up going pretty good at one point. So this might be adjusted for the split, but it was up for a bit. Like I want to say it was up and I was just gonna hold it long term. And I didn't really look into it. I didn't really follow it. And it was up really good for a bit. For like the first year it was up like 25%. So maybe I bought it a little less than 20 bucks. But then the thing just tanked. I was just holding and holding. And I was like, you know what? The Argentina mine's almost done. They're going to split the company up. I thought everything was rolling really well. They had partnership with GM. But boy, this just blew up in my face. I think I ended up selling it around $5 each. I just got out of these a couple months ago and I bought it for about $20 US, sold it for about $10 US, made about a 50% loss on this thing. Well, at one point I was up like 25% in the first year, so that's what pains me the most. But yeah, the prices of lithium just crashed. Turns out maybe copper, the nickel, these other miners were probably better suited for the electrical vehicle. Lithium isn't it. But yeah, that is my biggest loss. You know what? In the comment section below, tell me your biggest loss. Let's share it.